The capsule we found at the Levesque house has the same ID number as the pill Andrew tried to swallow.
It leads to the boiler room. It's centrally located between all my warehouse units. Yes, of course. Well, I don't have keys anymore. I have a key card. All the locks here are electronic now. Can you believe it? Pretty soon we'll just need to talk to the locks, am I right? No, not at all. Please follow me. Please, make yourselves at home. I'll be next door, as I promised.
Great. Don't go anywhere. That gas can holds 5 gallons. It's almost empty. Wow, what a piece of junk. It's gonna take a lot more than caulk to fix this furnace. I wonder if it even works. Looks like one of those vents could lead right to the practice space. This caulk is still tacky. It hasn't been here long. The furnace still works, though. I think we caught our source of carbon monoxide red-handed. I'll have Brass contact the gas company, get him to turn off the gas. Then we'll process the pipe. Somebody knows how to make a good impression. Whoa, hold on. We don't want to take that off until the gas company shuts this place down. I don't want to go out like Andrew did. Yep, caulk. No surprise there. The gas from the can in the boiler room is an exact match to the gas from the generator. Same ethanol content, same stabilizing additive. Looks like Dr. Minotto cocked that pipe. Okay, right now we have two possible scenarios. One, someone cranks up the furnace knowing that the leak in the pipe will flood the rehearsal space with carbon monoxide. Once our fire breather has taken his last breath, our perp comes in, seals the leak with caulk, and tries to tidy up the scene. But instead, deposits traces of caulk all over the room, including on the victim. Or two, completely by accident, or what I like to call criminal negligence, the leak in the furnace floods the room with CO, overwhelming the great Andrew. Then someone comes into the room, sees the victim dead on the floor, and decides to make it look like natural causes. In both cases, our not-so-ingenious perp thought we'd think the generator was the source of the CO. And in both cases, I gotta say, I really like our not-so-good Dr. Minotto. Looks like Dr. Vince has a record.
Nevada law makes possession of any amount of marijuana by someone under the age of 21 a felony. So, unfortunately for Dr. Minotto, he was a 20-year-old pre-med when he was busted. He was sentenced to 1 year in prison, 750 hours of community service, and paid a $5,000 fine. And he still got accepted to medical school, so no harm, no foul, right? However, recently the doctor did run afoul of the Las Vegas Housing and Building Commission. He was cited on several occasions for improper maintenance of that apartment building. Here, take a look. Dr. Minoto paid nearly $12,000 in building code violations, and check out his last citation. Failing to upgrade gas pipes, posing a serious threat of carbon monoxide exposure.
Talk about your slumlord millionaire, who's about to be charged with negligent homicide.
So I tracked down Jeremy Proxmire. Turned out to be a reported case of identity theft. Fed shut down a big phishing operation that was selling social security numbers on the internet. But get this, the only hit on Jeremy's social was a prescription for methotrexate sent from an online pharmacy based in Canada. The identification number attached to the prescription belonged to a Dr. Vicente Manoto.
The landlord.
Now, the good doctor reported a script pad stolen the same week as all this went down, but the coincidences are piling up. Yeah?
We think Dr. Minoto may be responsible for the carbon monoxide in the building.
I'm going to need to see some evidence before I go to a judge. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's bring him in.
I don't think so. Those pipes were all in good working order. Just because there was caulk doesn't mean there was anything wrong with the underlying pipe. I don't think so. Those pipes were all in good working order. I don't get it.
We've found more evidence than just that.
I don't think so. Those pipes were all in good working order.
And we have a match. So we know Dr. Vince handled the gas can from the boiler room at some point.
I don't think so. Those pipes were all in good working order. Perhaps you could explain what that means to me.
What are you trying to prove? I can't believe this thing still works. Look at how badly it's corroded. Whoa, hold on. We don't want to take that off until the gas company shuts this place down. I don't want to go out like Andrew did.
I don't think so. Those pipes were all in good working order.
Dr. Minotto, can you explain to us why, despite being cited by the city, you failed to repair the gas pipes in your building?
You misunderstand. I hadn't failed to repair them. I was just in the middle of accepting bids from contractors. I couldn't very well repair them all by myself, right? Yes, I paid a few fines, but in this particular case with regard to the gas lines, you'll see right there I did not exceed the deadline. No, I didn't touch the pipe.
Dr. Minotto, we know you put caulk on the pipe in the boiler room.
I can't explain that. I don't remember touching the furnace. But if I did, then it must have been when I was checking it. But that would have been several days ago.
The caulking was wet, Dr. Minotto. It was fresh, and it was lathered on. I'd say you should have waited for a professional to do the job.
All right. Perhaps I did put caulk on the pipe. I'm trying to maintain the building. That doesn't make me responsible for Andrew's death.
Let's get serious, Dr. Minotto. You know you were negligent, and you tried to cover it up.
I did not kill Andrew. He was a good man, a good tenant. The man played with fire, literally. Ran a generator in a closed room. There must be something you're missing. No, of course not. The generator was running when I arrived.
We matched the gas from the generator to what was in your gas can in the boiler room. Yours were the only prints on it.
Please, stop, okay? I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you everything. As I told you before, I heard the carbon monoxide alarm coming from Andrew's practice space. I knocked, but when nobody answered, I used my keycard. Andrew was lying there. I did check his pulse, just as I said, but there was nothing. He was dead. I was scared, in shock. All I could think about was that citation from the city for those damn pipes, and I knew someone would hold me responsible for Andrew's death. I panicked. I got some caulk out and did my best to seal off the cracks in the pipe. I brought the gasoline I had been storing to the practice space and used it to fill the generator Andrew used to power lights during his outdoor performances. Andrew himself gave me the idea. He had told me once that he would never run the generator indoors for fear of poisoning himself. I rolled the generator to the middle of the room, started it, then moved the body under the lights they powered. Then I called the police.
Accidents will happen, but why don't I think we have the whole picture?
I've told you everything I know. I swear. I don't know any Jeremy Proxmire. I think I do have an answer for that, actually. My prescription pad was stolen. I filed a police report.
That might explain how Andrew got a hold of a prescription for methotrexate. But it doesn't tell us why every single pill in that bottle is filled with sugar and nothing else.
Sugar? What? Oh no. I promised to keep a secret, not to cover up condemning Andrew to a slow death. Andrew came to me. He feared justly that his cancer had returned, and his health had already jeopardized his career once, and a public admission of a relapse would end it for sure. I advised him to seek specialized treatment, but he wouldn't hear of it. I genuinely wanted to help him. As I said before, Andrew was a good tenant. So I explained which drug would help his condition, and then I may have left my pad lying around where someone could take it.
Which is a diplomatic way of saying you gave the pad to Andrew and then reported it stolen to cover your own hide.
You're right that I reported it stolen about a week later. But I didn't give the pad to Andrew. I gave it to Ardell.
What do you need? What evidence do we have? A bottle full of tampered medication, plus witness testimony that Ardell was given the prescription pad. That should be enough to get her in here.
I am trying to be patient. I am trying to understand how you're conducting your investigation. But why would you drag me down here like this, like I'm some sort of common criminal?
Ms. Levesque, according to Dr. Minotto, you used his script pad to prescribe cancer pills for Andrew.
He's wrong. You have no proof of that. Even if Andrew did have cancer pills, I certainly had nothing to do with them. That can't be true. If Andrew was taking medication, I would have known. I was never aware of any pills.
We found your DNA on Andrew's pills, Miss Levesque. You must have known about them.
Oh my God, I can't explain it.
You can't, or you won't?
Okay, look, I knew about the pills, yes. I knew that his cancer had come back. But what were we supposed to do? Andrew could hardly find work when people thought he was in remission. How was he supposed to support us if people knew his cancer had come back? Dr. Minotto was kind enough to help us, even though he could have lost his license.
Dr. Vince's Heart of Gold doesn't explain your amniotic fluid on the pills.
No, it doesn't. That was something else. Andrew didn't like me to see him take his medicine. He said it made him feel weak. The night Odessa was born, I approached him in the bedroom. I guess I didn't realize he was about to take a pill. I surprised him, and he turned around and pushed me, spilling his pills on the floor. He stormed out. I don't think he even realized that the fall made me go into labor. Tamper with them? How do you mean?
The contents of the pills were emptied and replaced with sugar.
What? That's crazy. I never emptied his pills. What are you talking about? He was my husband. I didn't start that leak. Violent? Not that often, but sometimes. He was very passionate. At first, he put all that energy into his work. It's why he was famous. But when he got cancer, when he couldn't work with fire, all that emotion had to go somewhere. Hey, I'm not some poor, lost, abused wife. My husband was a wonderful man who got a raw deal. If we could have only stopped the cancer, everything would have been fine. If he did, neither one of them told me about it.
Lyle said that's how his blood ended up at the crime scene.
I guess I suspected something. Lyle, I love my son, but I can't always control him. When I married Andrew, I thought it would be good for Lyle to have a strong male role model. But I don't think Lyle ever really accepted Andrew's authority. Now you're telling me what my own son thinks? That's it. I'm not saying another damn word without my lawyer.
Even if it means getting arrested for prescription fraud?
If that's what it means, then that's what it means.
Well then, I'm sorry, Ms. Levesque. You're under arrest.
Right now, it almost looks like we have a conspiracy murder between two people who didn't even know they were conspiring. Ardell and Dr. Vince.
You have a manslaughter confession from Dr. Minotto, which his lawyer will definitely try to toss. Plus, Ardell Levesque lawyered up as soon as we brought up the medication tampering.
I feel rotten about that. Child Protection Services will take care of Odessa, but who wants to be separated from her newborn? Honestly, I hope the fraud charge doesn't stick.
I don't know. I think Mrs. Levesque isn't talking because she's hoping we can't close the deal on an attempted murder charge.
You know, she was definitely involved with the prescription fraud, but it doesn't mean she's the one who emptied the medication.
It's Brass. I need you to come down here and process some evidence. Let's just say Ms. Levesque has baggage.